Hello, my name is Mariana, and this is a reading today for Pisces. So Pisces, I'm doing your reading as always with my own deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. So Pisces, today your reading is bringing up a small or maybe not so small inconvenience that you are being presented with, and the way that is coming through the situation or the circumstance that I'm seeing you're reading as an example, right? It doesn't have to be, it's just metaphor. Let's say it's coming through as having a flat tire and you being alone in the middle of nowhere, where apparently there is nobody to help, there is nobody to call. You are going to have to figure out a way out of this inconvenience, right? And it seems like it's almost like now this inconvenience is coming to a point where is no longer manageable, right? It's like either you really stop and fix this problem or fix this thing, right, that is not working properly, or you're not going to be able to continue on with your journey, right? So it seems like it's almost like you have been trying to adapt or find your way around going on this trip with, it's like, that final checking of every items in your car for safety before like a long trip. It's like perhaps you didn't do that, or you didn't do that properly, right? It's like you didn't check your vehicle for this great trip before you set on, to take the road, right? So because the Chariot is beginning your reading today, Pisces, and obviously the Chariot is a type of vehicle, some sort of transit mode, or like a vessel of sorts, right? But with wheels, right? And it's interesting because what I heard with this card, because it's not only what I heard with it, but it's more so associated with the way it fell from the deck, right? Because it was like turning and spinning and flipping, and it's like it was it wasn't like smooth, right? It wasn't like a smooth fall, it was more like a tumbling down, right? So the way that I saw it coming out of the deck, not very it's like it's not like this circular wheel is supposed to run or is supposed to travel, right? It's like, when we are, I don't know, it's like, I don't know if you've been in a car with a flat tire. It's like either you cannot proceed, or it's like you feel the difference, right? It's not that smooth again. So there's something that is not working properly, right, within this mode of transportation that you are in, right, that you are using. And obviously this doesn't need to be like literally you being on a trip, on a road trip, and your car, breaking down or something like that, or having a flat tire. But it could be just like your own body as the vessel, as the vehicle, right? The physical vehicle, right? That's a tricky word, physical vehicle. Okay, anyways. So this could be just you with your own self, right? With your own body, whether it is your physicality, right? Your health, or it could be just your energetic body that something feels off, something feels strange. Things are not really well oiled. And so it's like it needs repair. It needs some sort of checking up, right? It's like at least you need to stop where you are you know, whether you are being obligated to stop, or it's like your own choice to know that there is something going on there, that it's not running smoothly, right? It's like you are still heading towards the same destiny, towards the same goal, towards the same mission, especially, but it's almost like there is this sort of small or punctual inconvenience, right? That is stalling you, that is keeping you where you are, that is alerting you in some way, or that is like asking you to stop, to just take a look around and, you know, analyze critically, I want to say. It's like there are a few things that need repairing. So the Judgment card coming next, what I heard with it, right, was it's time to change the wheel, right? Instead of like, it's not coming through more like it's coming more literally, right? It's not talking about changing the wheel of fortune as in like changing your destiny or changing it's more like there is some sort of piece or some sort of part or component or item, right? Or, you know, just like a feeling that something is wrong, a feeling that there is this inconvenience that is getting on the way of a smooth journey, right? So this is not only the alert or the alarm in your car that is sounding because something is breaking down in your car, right? It's also the tool to repair. So that's how pretty much I'm seeing, right? It's like there is something that needs repairing. So with the Ace of Pentacles coming next, although this could be, you know, the new tire, the new wheel, the new part, the new piece that, you know, it's interesting because the Ace of Pentacles came up in yesterday's reading for Aquarius, and it was talking about being a new piece, but actually for an old puzzle. So I don't know if that connects here in that same way, because it's almost like there is a piece that is needed, but it's already in the vehicle, right? It's almost like having like this extra tire in your car so that if anything happens, right, you're able to swap them. So it's like there is some sort of squared tire. It's like there is something not running smoothly, right? As I said, it's like wheels are supposed to be round, circular, right? So they run smoothly. This, it's like if this is the one that you are removing to put in the new one that is, you know, proper, is appropriate, is okay, it's been like checked. It's like this is the old one. This is the one that you're taking, right? So instead of being the one that you're going to replace for the one that is there causing problems, it's almost like you only see that you had a flat tire until you remove it, right? It's like it's only when you use the tools that you have at hand, which seems to be like you know, very minimal. It's like there aren't many things that you have, right? Because the way that I'm seeing it, it's almost like you are, you know, in the middle of like a very remote road, or like a place that you don't know that well, so you don't have anybody to call, or maybe you don't have car insurance, or it's like there is sort of like an inconvenience that it's like the more you try to work it yourself, it's like the more you see how in a bad shape your vehicle was, right? And how for so long perhaps you were traveling with that flat tire and not realizing that you were traveling with a squared wheel, right? Or squared tire, or like it wasn't like it's like you could go faster, or you could go like more smoothly, right? Your travel could be like more tranquil and without this bumping on the road every 5 seconds, right? Or this sense of lump, like, or like it's almost like now the image that I'm receiving, Pisces, it's like having a small stone or a little rock in your shoes, right? But you are on this hike. So it's like in order to keep up your pace, it's like you don't bother that much because it's just a little stone, so it moves, and it's like you're trying to shake your foot inside your sneaker, so that it's not that inconvenient. But it gets to a point that it's like it's only when you see what was bothering you, right? It's only when you see what was in your way that you understand the size of it, or like the potential damage, right? If you proceeded further, not choosing not to give that little thing much importance, right? Or much significance, right? So it's like instead of this Ace of Pentacles coming through as like a gift or something new, or the extra tire in your car, it's actually coming through as the broken one. It's actually coming through as the square wheel, right? The one that doesn't work properly, the one that you are just now seeing how bad it was, right? But the way that you are doing so, I want to say, because we have Temperance card here, so it feels like this moment that you need to pause to take a look around and check up your vehicle and see what is going on with it, why it's not working properly. Like try to find like the reason, right? The cause of this inconvenience, right? Because it is time, because you cannot proceed forward any longer, right? There is no way that you can ignore this squared wheel anymore, right? And it feels like there is a lot that goes on in those 5 minutes or 5 hours that you are there on the side of the road, trying to figure out how to use the tools, the minimum tools that you have, with something that you don't know how it works, right? It's almost like trying to fix a car without having any previous experience of how to change a flat tire, how to swap wheels, how to like fix any kind of motor related stuff, right? So it's like there's almost like this, well, we could see this as a gift from the universe, as in even when you don't know how to use the tools, even when your desire is only to continue on with your journey, even when you have to have patience with yourself because you don't have the information, you don't have the knowledge, you don't have the experience, you don't have the practice to do that thing, to treat that inconvenience, to resolve your issue, right? It's like dealing with your problem is also including understanding that it's okay not to know everything, and that is not going to stop your journey. That is not going to prevent you from arriving where you want to go, right? So you see all of these major arcana, right? It's like even though this Ace of Pentacles is coming through as the problem, right? The one that you see when you remove it, right? It's like removing that stone from your socks, right? Or from your shoes. It's like you only see the real bigness of it, or the real trouble with it, when it's in your hands, when it's in front of you, right? That's when information comes. That's when that's when you realize the challenge that you have at hand, right? So it's almost like this is only part of it, right? So accepting that you have maybe a small inconvenience at first, that later on you realize that because you don't have much information or much experience, it turns into something bigger. It turns into something that requires more time or more wisdom or maybe more research, right? Maybe you'll have to stay on the side of the road on your phone, looking on YouTube, researching how to change a flat tire, right? It's like it's going to take more time just because you don't know how to properly fix this, even with the tools that you have, because they seem minimal, but the tools that you have are exactly what you need, right? This is the gift. It's almost like what is that saying? Like I cannot remember. A problem in a gift in disguise, or like you know, when there is a gift hidden in the problem. That's what I mean. I couldn't remember what the saying is. Something in disguise. But anyways, a present in disguise, whatever. So you are surrounded by the things that you need, even though you don't know how to use them, right? You are surrounded by the things that you need, even though you are the one, Pisces, who will have to resolve this on your own, right? And so the moment that you stop and allow to receive, patiently receive the steps to resolve this issue and turn this problem into something that you can fix, right? It's like that is the real gift. It's not the thing itself, right? It's not the new tire or the new whatever, right? It's like, or even like removing the old one that was not working properly. It's almost like the gift in this is learning how to do something that you thought you couldn't, right? And because you are in this situation that asks for that, right? It's like there's nobody there that you can ask for help. It's like you were the only one that can resolve this for you. And so the longer you stay there, I want to say, this is almost like a moment of like entering in this state of trance, I want to say, because it's like it's almost like the way that you are learning so quickly how to fix some kind of inconvenience, some kind of issue, right? In such a small amount of time, even though for you it may seem like a longer amount of time just because it's new for you, right? It's like the amount of knowledge that you are drinking is enormous, Pisces, and it takes you on this, I want to say, it's almost like this kind of trippy vibe, right? It's almost like taking some sort of hallucinogen. It's like some sort of drug, but it's almost like being drugged by knowledge, being drugged by information, right? Information that you weren't aware previously. And this could be like for applied in so many ways, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be in terms of you know, a car breaking down or anything like that. It could be your body, right? Your body just feeling like you are breaking down in some way, right? And learning about it, right? It's almost like becoming like this specialist in 5 hours, right? And learning how to fix it also, because so the Knight of Cups and then another Knight here, which is the Knight of Pentacles, and with the Four of Swords in the middle, another square image, right? This square is right below this squared wheel with the Ace of Pentacles. So that's the thing. It's like, it feels like you go into this trance, or it feels like you go into this trippy vibe, or this, it's like you are going into this surrender mode, okay? This Knight of Cups is coming through with, it's almost like, I give up. I don't know what else to do. It's like it's taking too long. I'm not the right person to do this. I don't know exactly what to do. So I just give up. And this giving up is more like, I'm going to trust my heart in this. I'm going to give myself the time to, even though I know that I don't know this, I know that I'm not a specialist, but if I don't trust my heart, if I don't trust what my instinct is giving me, which to be honest is like a true gift, it's like it's the chance or the opportunity to use what you have at hand, which feels like things that are perhaps new to you, or perhaps like you never used them even though you had them in your car, right? Or in your vehicle. But it's like you are giving yourself the time to learn about it, learn how to use it, right? And it's almost like when you do that, Pisces, when you enter this surrender mode, even though you are a little bit irritated, right, with the fact that it has been this, I want to say like ongoing thing, but it felt like so minor that it's only now when it's like at a critical point that it stops you, right? Because you have to learn from it. You have to learn by fixing it, or you have to learn by analyzing it, right? And so giving you this time is actually very, very efficient, because it's almost like the preoccupation to hurry up with your trip, to get back to what you were doing, get back to this journey of yours. It's like it stops, right? And it feels the sensation that I'm having with, with this switch between the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. It's like when you allow yourself not to rush into a solution and allow the problem to teach you, right? It's like you are giving yourself the necessary time, right? Very wise of you, right? To give yourself this time to learn about something that, maybe you could have spared yourself this inconvenience if you have checked the car before. But I want to say that even if you had checked, it's almost like this is something that was going to be part of the trip anyways, right? It's like, even if you had every single tire checked, every single piece of the car checked, it's like this part of stopping to fix up something that is essential so that you can go on, right? It's like you need to learn from that, right? There is this it's almost like there is this tool that includes you going on this, well, this physical trip, right, perhaps is one that includes this moment where you are going on another trip. It's like this learning trip that is more like, it's higher, right? It's the way that I'm seeing it. It's like you are so immersed perhaps in that, like this YouTube video of how to, change tires and how to fix your car, that you enter this other state of consciousness, which is one that is based like in this surrender, right? Surrender to not knowing, surrender to not rushing into things. So I'm going to say it exactly how I'm seeing it. It feels like sleepwalking, right? Doing something and not having any sort of remembrance about it. But when you wake up, right, when you get back to earth, to your earthy consciousness, right, that's when you are allowing yourself to do things perhaps in a slower pace, because you have learned that when you surrender, when you enter this sleepwalk mode where you're going to do things without thinking, right? You're going to do things as if you were sleeping, right? But you're going to do them with a pure heart. So it's almost like you're going to gather the things that you have, learned very, very quickly, and you will know how to use the tools, right? You will learn how to use them. It's like switching this, it's like flipping the switch, right? Internally. And then you're back here, and then there is no more rush to just get back on the road, get back on the car, and go on as fast as you can, right? So that is really interesting, Pisces. I wonder if you are going through a similar situation where it feels like, you know, it's this moment of sweet surrender where you are being put in this extreme situation where you're the only one who can resolve it, but also like learning how to do so, but not even remembering which steps you took to do that. It's almost like you're doing all of that as if you were sleepwalking, right? You're changing this flat tire, you were fixing up your car, and when you see it's all fixed up, it's like you can get back, right? You can go back to the road. It's like this is your earthy consciousness saying to you, wow, I've done that. But it's like, how? It felt like I was asleep. It felt like it wasn't that hard, perhaps, right? So that's really trippy for me. It's really, really strange, but maybe it makes sense for you, Pisces. But anyways, I'm going to pull more cards for you. And also I'm going to pull from the astrological runes in the extended reading. So if you want to join me there, I'll be happy to see you. You can find the link down below in the description box. And if not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.